This exercise is called the Magill Crunch. It's a great core exercise that keeps your lumbar spine in a nice neutral position. So it keeps your back safe while getting your core active, your abdominals activated. So here's how it looks. So we're gonna lie down with one knee bent, one leg straight. Okay, and then from here, I want to pretend like I've got eggshells underneath my lower back. And before we even start the movement, let's just make sure we can practice tilting your hips back, bracing your abdominals, so that you can feel like if you had an eggshell underneath your lower back, you could crush it, okay? Now we want to maintain that position. Rest my head in my hands, and then I'm going to just pretend like my head is on a pillow. And all I want to do, using my abdominals, is to crunch up just enough. My head is still touching the pillow without any pressure. Okay, what we don't want to do is be reefing with our hands, okay? The reason why we have our hands up here is just to make sure that our neck muscles are relaxed and our abdominals are working, okay? So I'm going to crunch up, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to hold this here for 2 to 10 breaths, okay? And after I'm done my breaths, nice good breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, 2 to 10 of those, guys. Slowly bring myself back down, let my head rest on that pillow, and then switch the legs. And then I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to make sure that I crush those eggshells by pushing my abdomen or my lower back into the mat here, tightening up my abs. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring my head up just slightly, so it'd still be touching the pillow, but there's no pressure. Okay, I'm not reefing on my neck with my hands, just resting them there. 2 to 10 breaths. It's okay if you feel like you're shaking, as long as you're feeling your abdominals do the work, you're doing the right job, and that is the Magill Crunch. So this next exercise you've probably seen a million times before. It is the plank exercise, but I'm going to show you how to get more bang for your buck, and so you don't have to hold the plank for as long, but we're going to get more out of every second that we actually plank for. So what we want to do is getting in that position with our forearms down. We want to get our feet in a nice plank position, okay? This is too low, this is too high, okay? I want to make sure that our elbows are underneath my shoulders. I'm in a nice flat line, my head is nice neutral position, okay? And then what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to tighten up my abs on purpose, and I want to think about pulling my elbows towards my toes and my toes towards my elbows. And the only thing that's going to keep me from TPing up is tightening up my butt, okay? So now my abs, my butt, my lats and my arms, everything is tight. Okay, and again, I'm just going to hold this for anywhere from 2 to 10 breaths, okay? Now after about 10 breaths, you should be really feeling your abdominals really working. Now if you can't do the full version on your toes, that's okay, you can just go right to your knees. So again, same position, drive those elbows towards your knees, the knees towards your elbows, tightening up the butt, tightening up your abs, okay? And just holding this position here, making sure we're not shrugged up, make sure we're not slinky down, okay? 2 to 10 breaths. And that is a much better, I guess you'd call it the better bang for your buck plank. So this exercise is called the side plank. I'm going to show you how to get the most bang for your buck out of a side plank exercise. And I'll show you a couple of variations too. We can't do the full one. So first things first, set up. You want to make sure you get your elbow right underneath your shoulders, okay? And then your head nice and neutral. Earlobe, shoulder, hip, knees, and ankles all in a nice straight line as best as you can. You want to make sure there's no back pain, okay? From here, before I even get myself up, I'm going to pretend like I got to push my arm away from myself. Of course, you don't want anything to happen. It's just creating that tension in that shoulder complex, okay? Then I'm going to pop myself up, okay? And then I'm going to hold this position, bracing my abdominals on purpose. And then I'm going to hold for 2 to 10 breaths, keeping my head nice and neutral, okay? If it's more comfortable to have one foot in front of the other, that's okay. And of course, if you can't quite do that version, go ahead, go to your knees, okay, and get yourself up and just practice that tightness all throughout your core, making a nice rigid position, nice and straight line, okay? That is the side plank, or I guess you could call it the better bang for your buck side plank.